All right, welcome everybody. Man, it has been crazy today. We have a play-in game happening in our serial killer bracket, and it has it is flamed up pretty strong. So what we've got, real quickly, just catch everybody up to speed. We are doing a play-in game right now, and it is between Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. And right now, we stand at 41% Fruit Loops, 59% Apple Jacks. Total vote 91 Fruit Loops, 133 Apple Jacks. Now, there have been accusations flung around through some group text, and it has gotten a little ugly. So I have brought on a couple of guys to help us settle this once and for all and to state their case. So joining us right now are Nick Watts and Jarius Davis. So Nick, Jarius, welcome, guys.
What's up?
Good to have you guys with us. Now, just so everybody knows who the players are here and kind of where battle lines have been drawn. Nick, which camp are you in?
Fruit Loops.
Jarius, which camp are you in?
Apple Jacks, all the way.
Apple. So the way this happened, when we were building this bracket and setting this thing up the other day before we filmed, there were some really tough cuts at the end. And this was one of them. And so Jarius fought for the ability for Apple Jacks to have a chance to win its way in a play-in game with the number 4 seed in the fruity cereal bracket, which was Fruit Loops. So this is where we stand today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over to these guys, and we're going to start with Fruit Loops. And Nick, we're going to let you make your case for why Fruit Loops should be the one that advances to take on the number 1 seed, Captain Crunch Crunch Berries. So Nick, the floor is yours.
Because it's just plain better. That's not even, it shouldn't even have been a thing. It was in the fruity. One, does Apple Jacks even fall in the fruity category? Because it's a play-in. You were arguing with us earlier that it probably wasn't. Anyway, so, no, Fruit Loops is the original. It's better.
I can understand the controversy if it was like Tomato Jacks or something. You then, is it fruit? Is it, where does it fall? But Apple Jack seems like anyway, I'm gonna get out of your way. You make your case. Give us the facts. You've got 30 seconds, and then we'll let Jarius have a rebuttal.
Fruit Loops are better. More people like Fruit Loops than Apple Jacks. None of the students even know what Apple Jacks are because they're trash. You can't find it. I haven't even heard of Apple Jacks in the past 5 years. That was a thing 7 years ago. Fruit Loops is the original, is the best, and Apple Jacks shouldn't even be considered, shouldn't even be a thing. But it's just turned into something that somebody wants to be a thorn in the side, so we got Apple Jacks.
Jarius, rebuttal.
Well, I think it's very clear that Nick is just distracting from the real issue. And the issue is, are Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops better? And the fact of the matter is, the people are speaking. Clearly, Apple Jacks are better. There may be a few people who just aren't aware of what Apple Jacks are, but it's our job to enlighten them. So I'm glad I was able to do that.
I don't want to punch you in the face.
Okay, well, Nick, is that your final rebuttal?
No, is it an East thing? Is it like a Tennessee thing, like a deep South, deep East thing that people like Apple Jacks? Is that where this comes from? Because half the people that are voting are from Tennessee and not even anywhere around here. So
Okay.
Not true.
Well, let me ask you a question. You guys were both in the room when this happened. Before we really had any teams drawn and this became a thing, when we were still deciding the bracket, there were 4 of us in that room. Do you guys remember what the 4 of us each said and who was the winner just among the 4 of us?
I don't think we talk about Apple Jacks versus Fruit Loops?
Well, yes, we did. So Nick selected Fruit Loops. Jarius, Jared, and myself all said Apple Jacks. Now,
Well, you're all wrong.
I actually said I don't really care for either one of these, But between the two, I would take Apple Jacks, mostly because I like it better dry. It's a good snack cereal, dry snack cereal. So,
When was the last time you had Apple Jacks, Jarius?
Huh?
When was the last time you ate a box of Apple
I
Jacks?
don't. A lot of
okay, well, hang on.
because I don't like.
Hang on,
You don't get
hang on,
This
hang
is
on.
What? Wait.
Wait, hang on a second. Jarius, let's go ahead and answer that question as we make the case for the affirmative for Apple Jacks.
Yeah, so I personally don't eat a lot of cereal because I don't like milk. But the fact of the matter is, when I'm going to eat cereal, Apple Jacks are the clear choice because they taste a lot better. Fruit Loops, they just taste like powdered sugar. They're drowned in powdered sugar. That cinnamon edge gives Apple Jacks the far better advantage.
Nick, rebuttal.
If you wanted cinnamon, you would eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch and not Apple Jacks.
I don't want to be drowned in cinnamon.
Oh my gosh, are they? I can't even. The rebuttal to that is they're the knockoff Fruit Loops. They're just a version of Fruit Loops that's worse.
All right, hang on a minute. You said this earlier on Facebook. I've got to correct this. I have to correct this. Apple Jacks are not a knockoff of anything. Their flavor profile is very unique in the cereal universe. Fruit Loops are a knockoff. It's like I said on Facebook, it's like somebody in their development team said, "Hey, you know what's awesome? Trix. So let's make some Trix Loops instead of Trix balls." And so there you go. But Apple Jacks have a unique flavor profile. They're the only flavor profile of their kind in the cereal world. So now you can argue which one tastes better, but as far as the uniqueness between the two, Apple Jacks is clearly the more unique flavor profile. They're not a knockoff of anybody.
Because everybody copied Fruit Loops because it was there first. Fruit Loops.
I can't say with any level of I don't know what was first. I don't know which of the fruity cereals was first, but I do know Apple Jacks is different from all of them. Just on that one fact. Again, not saying which one tastes better, just saying that Apple Jacks are clearly the unique flavor profile, not Fruit Loops. They're not a knockoff of Fruit Loops.
They're a worse version of Fruit Loops. Terrible.
Wait, so when is the last time you've had Apple Jacks?
Never, because it's garbage cereal.
Hey,
You've never had Apple Jacks, Nick? Ever?
Apple Jacks, but I've had it in forever because it's garbage.
so maybe your taste buds have changed. Maybe you aren't familiar with the taste. I think you should have a bowl of Apple Jacks.
Nick,
It might change your
No,
life.
I wouldn't
Nick,
even
do you-
remotely consider that
Nick,
garbage.
you want me to throw you something that'll make you happy?
Yeah, what are you going to throw me? That's gonna...
The comments here, there's quite a few comments, and one Judson Bowie says, "I don't say this often, but Nick is right." So,
Thank you, BJ. You're the love of my life.
So now,
And if you go back and you look at all the votes, a majority of our students agree with me as well. But we got these Tennessee people and Dallas Theological Seminary people that are voting on it
wow.
and taking it away.
So I just want to make sure that I'm clear on this. Nick, you are in favor of voter suppression.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, good. He
All for it.
didn't hide from it. So, all right. Hey,
It's
listen.
voter suppression. Who's
Jarius-
going to vote? Who follows the page?
Jarius has put on a clinic here of how to get out the vote. So, man,
That's
if
fine.
I
Get
were a
the
political
vote.
strategist, I'd be
People aren't-
calling up one Jarius Marvel Davis right now to help mobilize the people. So,
They're not following the page, so it didn't do anything but just get a bunch of votes.
But here's the thing.
just so you know, we did post this on the World Wide Web. We didn't put it's not on a private page. We didn't put any restrictions on it. Anybody who wants to vote can vote. So, Nick, be nice to people, make friends, and have them vote with you.
No. The friends that I have are the ones that voted Fruit Loops. We got Fruit Loops where it's supposed to be. Because all the
Nick.
students and everybody else voted Fruit Loops. But
Nick, the fact of the matter is,
over here.
my friends weren't voting because I was telling them to vote. The fact of the matter is, they genuinely agreed that Apple Jacks is clearly better. The friends that didn't agree, they voted against it. as
Yeah,
you can
hey,
see, like there's plenty
there,
of people
Jarius, there
aren't
are
from
some friends of
FPC
Jarius
points
that
that
did
voted.
vote for Fruit Loops. He is correct.
Don't even try. Don't even try.
Well, here's what's important. There's still a little over 3 hours left in this bracket. So, Nick, hope is not lost, but it is fading. Okay, so, not lost, but fading. So, I think Jarius, he has already called all his troops. I think he's played everything he's got left to play. So, Nick, it's up to you now. What do you got left in the
Still
tank? Can you bring it home? Can you bring it home for your beloved Fruit Loops?
The people should know what's right and what's wrong. And if they don't vote Fruit Loops because Jerry has decided to twist it, that's perfectly fine. This bracket will be flawed, and no cereal shall be a true victor. It'll be a rigged system.
Okay, I am curious. We've got some people that are here on the chat. We're going to close with this, and then we're going to shut this down so it doesn't drone on too long. I am curious. So right now, Fruit Loops is way behind. Those of you that are voting for Fruit Loops, if Fruit Loops went up against Captain Crunch Crunchberry in the next round, are you voting for Fruit Loops or Crunchberries in the next round? So let me see you in the YouTube comments real quick. Captain Crunch Crunchberries or Fruit Loops? Because I personally believe that it doesn't really matter who wins this. Whichever is just going to face the inevitable crushing that is waiting for them at the hands of the captain.
Well, Jarius has proven it doesn't matter. You can just go text everybody and they'll come vote for whoever you want them to. So it doesn't matter what.
I voted for this, but I didn't vote for Jarius. I voted for the cereal that I genuinely like better.
And
So,
but that doesn't matter. It's the other people that are voting. It's okay.
Hash meetings.
so far, the early votes that are coming in are showing a lead for Crunchberries in the next round. So, all right, gentlemen, thanks for jumping on. Get out the vote. You've got 3 hours left. So, Nick, go make the magic happen, baby. See, rally the troops. See if you can bring this thing
Whatever.
home. So, all right.
I love you, Nick.
Whatever.
He's
Sabotage.
So, hey, much respect, Jarius. I didn't, man. That's how you get it done. So, all right, gentlemen, let's see how this thing plays out, and then we will put the big thing here is we're going to put the rest of the bracket up tomorrow. So, or actually, yeah, or is it tonight? We'll put it up tonight once this is settled. The vote will go live tonight, so we'll get that up based on these results. So, you guys be looking for that. There will be 8 different games, I guess, 8 different matchups for you guys to vote on to determine who goes to the Elite 8 in this bracket. So, gentlemen, thanks for being with us. We're going to shut her down. Good to see everybody.